I'm an outcomes researcher at AbbVie, and I lead a health economics and outcomes research team at AbbVie, and which is focused on hematologic malignancies. So we're developing real-world data, but also data on the value of therapies in treating patients. And one of the things that we work on is with clinical trial data and also with real-world data to analyze that data to address key gaps that exist across stakeholders in the hematology. So Harmony is so important, and AbbVie and myself became so excited about Harmony when we became involved about a year ago, because it's really an opportunity to develop data that's critical to making decisions in hematology, but to work with those key stakeholders, such as the clinicians, the payers, the advocacy groups, the regulatory bodies, to really ensure that the right decisions are made with the right data. And so it's really something that I'm proud to be part of, and what Harmony can accomplish as far as taking that big data, which is this enormous volume of clinical data, real-world data, analyzing it to bring drugs to patients faster and also bring better drugs to patients. There really is a lot going on in Harmony right now, and a lot that's already been accomplished as far as creating a common data language, a common data model, so creating similarities in what the structure of the data is, but also creating an outcomes definition. So the outcomes definition is still ongoing, but it's critical to ensure that we can harmonize the data. And lastly, the technical aspect, which is building the data platform. So analyzing that data, interpreting that data, presenting it to inform decision making. So all of those things we're making great progress in, and also that data is not only, those accomplishments are not only happening, but also as far as the potential for Harmony is enormous. Well, I think it's really going to provide the data for the key decision makers, the ones that I mentioned. They're really, as far as, for example, with clinicians, giving a deep understanding of, with this big data, on what's a deep understanding of the clinical disease on hematology, also understanding what treatments work and what patient subtypes, whether those subtypes are based on genetics or comorbid factors, or even things such as their health status. And so I think this data can really inform that deep understanding and the decision on which drugs are the best treatments for those patients. Also, even how to sequence therapies, so which therapy should be used first, second, and third. So all these clinical decisions can really be improved with data. And then also, that's just one stakeholder. So you also have the patients and helping them get the therapies faster, and that's where the regulatory agencies come in. So using not only the standard clinical trial that's, in this traditional design, but also using real-world data to inform what therapies work, and adding that to the clinical trial data, but then also using adaptive clinical trial design, which can be informed by this big data on how to change those trials and improve the speed at which they operate and complete, and then therefore give data to the regulatory agencies to bring the products to the patients. And then lastly, for the payers. So the payers are trying to make decisions on what's cost effective, and so this data can inform how they make reimbursement decisions. For example, in the UK, they provide access to some therapies through the Cancer Drug Fund, and this data will help them because they actually have a requirement for when they approve drugs through the Cancer Drug Fund. They then follow the patients, the data is collected on those patients in real-world practice to confirm the results of the trial. In conclusion, I think Harmony and this 5-year initiative could have profound effect on patient care in hematology by ensuring that we unify all these stakeholders and bring them together to build really strong, robust data that they can use for decision making to ensure that patients have better care, that patients have improved quality of life, and they have access to those therapies. So I'm really excited about what we're going to accomplish in the next few years. And we really need as much support from you as possible.